hello, and welcome to another exciting episode of B3rdPower.
Hello, how are you?
I'm fantastic. How about you?
I'm great. We're singing the hello song. Hello, hello,
Hello, hello, hello, hello. Hey, that's how you greet people. You let them know you're happy to be here.
Yes. We hope that you guys are feeling the vibe.
Absolutely.
We're excited to be here on a Monday.
On a Monday. Mondays are great days.
And a rainy Monday.
Hello, but it's a great day. Mondays are always fantastic when it comes to B3rdPower.
It is.
Why? Because we get to see you.
Yes.
Well, I mean, virtually interact with you.
Yes, definitely. So, happy Monday.
Happy Monday. Did I say happy Monday?
Happy Monday.
Oh, man. So, you know what we need to do. Let's go on and catch up.
Okay.
Listen.
Oh, wow.
Listen, what did you do this weekend?
Oh, wow. I
was going to say, how were you not ready?
I'm really not, because I'm kind of thinking, what else did I do? Outside of going to my family's funeral service, I didn't do anything else. What else did I do?
I don't know.
You just said that I had a...
But that's why I asked you.
Nothing.
Oh.
Just totally caught me off guard. But nothing. No, I didn't do anything much over the weekend. I kind of relaxed, and of course I played in my jewelry.
Yes.
And
I mean, see, that's nothing.
Just a big kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, let's talk. So since we're talking about your jewelry.
Okay.
Right. Don't you have something amazing coming up this weekend?
Oh, yes. On Saturday, I have a pop-up shop.
I'm a fan.
On Saturday, October the 17th, I have a pop-up shop, and I will be setting up all of the jewelry up in Upper Marlboro, and I'm so excited because it's like Christmas at my house. I'm getting boxes in like every day.
So you're unboxing.
Yes.
You can just set up a YouTube channel of you unboxing all your jewelry.
Girl, let me tell you, when I get those boxes in, I'm so excited. It's like a kid in a candy store. I'm just pulling out jewelry and stuff, and but I love it. I absolutely. And the great thing is that the ladies love it. Like, and I love to bring the smiles to their faces, and they send in pictures all the time, wearing their accessories.
I had to stop hanging out with her and my other jewelry friends because they don't know how to not call my name when I'm on with you guys.
Okay.
And then you call my name. And James is like, if they call your name one more time.
Believe me, I know, because Dale was the same way. He was like, oh, again? He was like, well, how many is that, Sherri? 7? How many?
Right.
How many is that? So I was like, guess what? I can sell it. And he was like, okay, that sounds better. So.
See, I didn't go that route, but I'll support. You just can't say my name. Type it in the chat, but don't say my name. Thank you. All right.
So what did you do over the weekend?
Actually, I took a moment to, in my own way, celebrate World Mental Health Day.
Okay, exactly.
Yeah. And you know how I did that?
How'd you do it?
I took a mental health day all weekend. I celebrated the whole weekend.
Now that's how you celebrate.
I know, right?
That's intentional.
Yeah.
That's very intentional.
It was intentional yet unintentional.
Yes.
Because I woke up and it's like internally I knew that it was Mental Health Day.
Right.
And so I woke up Saturday and I said, yes, I have a lot of work to do because I am accused of being a workaholic. I'm not. I'm a creative that just happens to work around the clock sometimes.
Yeah.
So Saturday, even though I knew I had a lot of stuff to do, I said, now, what is Monday through Friday for? Oh, it's for me to work. And so Saturday, I'm going to rest.
And I totally understand. You know, I definitely can relate. Yeah. And I appreciate all of the hard work that T does, because she does an amazing job behind the scenes with B3rdPower. So definitely, it's a lot. And people don't know that it's a lot of work. I think they see the finished product and think that we just, we just come on here to talk. Like it's a long process to go into planning these shows every week.
It's like literally, that's I have a production company. Yeah. But that's what we do. Yeah. We produce. Literally.
Like, can you imagine bigger networks? And all of the positions that they have, everybody has a role to play, right? Everybody has a position, everybody has a role to play. Unfortunately, we don't have that behind us. We have of course our amazing producers and engineers behind the scenes. They are amazing. Amazing. But yeah, there's a lot of work that goes involved.
That's how you get them not to cut your mic off.
Right.
Give them some love. No, but seriously. So it's like, I love what I do. Yeah, and so when you love what you do, sometimes you do it
not even knowing.
Yeah, without even realizing it. And it's like your brain doesn't really cut off because you're constantly creating and you're constantly. And so when I woke up Saturday, I was like, I know I have this to do. But it was like my body was like, well, not even my body, my mind was like, you need some rest.
Shut down.
And so I took the whole weekend to play.
Yeah.
So that's what I did. That's what I did.
Awesome.
But don't forget, while we're catching up, don't forget to tune in on Wednesday. I almost said Thursday. I did.
Please don't put another day on the calendar.
I know, right? Wednesday, 8:30 p.m. Be sure to tag in for behind the scenes chat. We are celebrating with our amazing Bridging the Gaps award winners, Mika and Terry Caldwell, and Building Communities winner. They won the Building Communities winner award, and we are celebrating with them this Wednesday. Tune in. You know why? Because one of the reasons, the main reason they won Building Communities is because of the work they're doing in the Down syndrome community. And guess what? It is Down Syndrome Awareness Month, and we want to make sure that we spend some time with them, highlighting the awesome initiatives they have going on. So be sure to tune in to Behind the Scenes Chat on B3rdPower YouTube and Facebook page.
Big shout out to Mika and Terry.
Yeah, they're
doing great things. So you guys make sure that you tune in on Wednesday at 8:30. We are really looking forward to that.
Yes. Absolutely.
But I guess we need to take a break.
Absolutely, because you know what? We got some awesome things coming on. Did I say coming on? Yeah, coming up. Listen, we got Ask Sherri. We have an all-new segment called The Critic's Corner with our good friend Jeffrey Lyles from Lyles Movie Files. And oh my goodness, another Recognizing the Real Me moment. Just a powerful pack. And then Sherri and I got some things, baby, that we're going to discuss. We're going to talk about some stuff.
We just going to talk. So if y'all ready to just talk and sit back and chill, it's not going to be any interviews tonight. You're just going to hear from us.
It's just me and her. And you know what happens when it's just the two of us.
Right.
We always getting into something. So be sure to comment, because we are watching and tuning into your comments. We want to hear what you got to say on this open conversation we have later on. But until we get there, you know what we got to do. We got to take a quick break. And when we come back, it's Ask Sherri, baby. And it is a special edition. So be sure to come right back after this quick break. This is B3rdPower here on You Broadcast Media.
Executive Staffing provides top-level executive staffing to federal and private sector companies globally at the most competitive price. They are experts in coordinating and expediting projects from design to development. Global Executive Staffing is a Department of Veterans Affairs, Center for Veterans, certified service-disabled veteran-owned small business. To connect with Global Executive Staffing, go to www.gestaff.com.
Welcome back to Ask Sherri. And today I'm going to talk to you about something that's very near and dear to my heart. I'm dedicating this segment to what would my cousin Bubba do. So many of you may not know, but I got started back in media about 4 years ago, and I was introduced to it by my cousin Roland Bubba Grimes. And Bubba was already in the media. He was already in media. He was already a social justice, social change moving maker, right? And when I met him, well, I did not meet him, but when I hooked up with him, he encouraged me to move towards my dreams. And what he did was he brought me onto his show, and he gave me an opportunity to go into media. And I was like, I can't do this. There's no way in the world that I can do this. But he encouraged me every step of the way. Well, my cousin Bubba passed away unexpectedly. He had a heart attack. And so my whole little world was turned upside down, because the one that encouraged me, motivated me, and supported me was no longer there. But it's okay, because I know he's with me. So as you can see on the screen, my cousin created this logo here, which holds his football jersey number. He played for Syracuse University. And just a quick background on him. Roland Bubba Grimes grew up right here in D.C. He attended Bishop McNamara High School, where he played for football, and he was also inducted into the Bishop McNamara's Hall of Fame. From there, he went to play as a fullback, I believe, for Syracuse University. He made the newspaper and was very well known in Syracuse. He mentored many youth. He did amazing work in New York, and he stayed there for about 20 years, and he eventually came back home. And when he came back home, that's why I said met, because we kind of were reunited. But it was full throttle from there. I'm really nervous.
It's okay.
But I'm gonna miss him a whole lot. I remember open house, when we had the open house here for the show. Mm-hmm. He came out, just always supportive, always with a big smile. And every event that he would host, I would always go. And so I want to tell you guys this much. If you have loved ones here today, tell them you love them. Let them know how much you mean to them. Let them know how much they mean to you. I hosted our first virtual family reunion, and this was our first family reunion in years, many, many years. But I pushed forward when I had the idea some weeks ago, and on August 30th, I was like, I'm determined to do this virtual family reunion, and Bubba showed up. But who would have known? Who would have known that weeks later, Bubba wouldn't be here anymore?
Yeah.
So I encourage you to say to your loved ones, let them know that you care. Let them know that how much they've inspired you, which I always let them know. I don't think he ever didn't hear me say how much I appreciated him for getting me introduced into this whole world, because I love it.
Yeah.
So to my big cousin, Roland Bubba Grimes, may you rest in peace. And until we see you again, I love you. I love you. All right, so we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back.
Global Executive Staffing provides top-level executive staffing to federal and private sector companies globally at the most competitive price. They are experts in coordinating and expediting projects from design to development. Global Executive Staffing is a Department of Veterans Affairs, Center for Veterans, certified service-disabled veteran-owned small business. To connect with Global Executive Staffing, go to www.gestaff.com.
It's really fresh, and I just love you so much for even wanting to spend your time making the tribute to him.
Yes, totally dedicated. All of this, where I am, totally dedicate that to him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I owe you a debt of gratitude too, because I wouldn't be on air if it wasn't for Sherri. So, but we'll go on about that later. We have an amazing new segment that we're starting tonight, and you'll be able to catch it twice a month. So that's exciting.
Yeah.
And that is the Critics Corner, where we sit down with movie critic, our own movie critic,
Yes.
Jeffrey Lyles of Lyles Movie Files. Hey, Jeffrey, how are you?
I'm good. How are y'all?
We're
Awesome.
good. We're good.
So glad to have you back in the house. So,
I'm glad to be back.
yes. So, what amazing movies do you have to chat with us about tonight?
Come on, bring it, Jeffrey.
Yes.
All right. So in October, normally this would be the rough stretch of the year because all the studios are saving up all their big Oscar contenders. But with nobody being able to go to movie theaters, it's been a very unusual 2020. So that means I've had to scour through Netflix and every studio that's saying, hey, you want to check out our movie? I'm like, yes, I'll check this out. So the first film, I don't know if a lot of you've seen it yet, but it's on Netflix now. It's Welcome to Sudden Death. It stars Michael J. White. And he was a star of Black Dynamite, one of my favorite all-time parody films, where he just totally ripped apart the whole blaxploitation 70s film genre. I'm not quite sure what he was doing with this one, though, because this is kind of a reboot / sequel to the Jean-Claude Van Damme film, Sudden Impact, Sudden Death, I'm sorry. This is way back in 1995. And in that film, Jean-Claude Van Damme was stopping a terrorist attack during the NHL game. For this reboot, Michael J. White's a security officer. He brings his kids to a basketball game where a group of armed military or ex-military goons are trying to take over and get a whole bunch of money. Huh? So, of course, he has to go through and save everybody before they get killed. This movie's so ridiculous, though, because it's set up like this action movie, but they have this quirky comedy where the kids sound like the writer / director has never been around kids, where it's just like he's watching sitcoms and like, oh, that's how kids talk. And they sound ridiculous. They're like, talk to the hand, and that was so lit. It's ridiculous. So that one is really bad. The only good parts on it are Michael J. White, because even at 52, he still looks like he could destroy pretty much anybody in a fight. And his martial arts skills still look great. And that's about it, though. So don't waste your time on that one unless you want to watch a movie and just make fun of it and laugh throughout, which you probably will, because the acting, directing, script is terrible. So if you need something, you got that one.
Normally, you tell people wait till it comes out.
Right.
Wait till it comes out on video.
Right.
Don't go to the theater. But you're like, don't even bother to watch it on video.
If you want to watch a movie that you can laugh at and tear apart, then this is the one you want to watch.
Because sometimes you don't want to watch a movie this serious. You just want to make fun of a bad movie. You want to make fun of how lousy the actors are, and just how stupid everything is. This is that movie. That's one of those where you just need a laugh, where you can sit back with your favorite person to make fun of a movie. This is that movie.
I wouldn't watch it. I'm going to say thank you in advance, because I would rather not waste my time.
Right. Because, sometimes those Netflix descriptions or that little teaser makes the movie look good.
Right.
And I was like, I want to check this out. I love Michael J. White. No. It was, I don't know how they pieced together something that looked remotely interesting for that 20-second trailer.
Well, you guys heard it. You guys heard it from the movie critic himself.
From the movie critic.
You heard
now, do you have something we want to see?
Well, see, we just talked and you told me that you really weren't feeling the thriller genre or slash horror. And I watched this movie on Amazon Prime. It's called Black Box. It's part of this anthology from Blumhouse Studios, and they kind of specialize in the horror films. They've done Get Out with Jordan Peele, Us. So that's kind of like the lines of what this one is. It's not as scary or unnerving as those two films. So this one stars Mama Dueche. I don't know if you've seen Uncorked on Netflix. That's a pretty good film. He was also in The Unicorn Store with Brie Larson and Samuel L. Jackson. He's the star of this. He wakes up basically to a nightmare. He was in a coma, and he was from a car accident. His wife got killed, and he's left alone to raise their daughter. And I don't know what kind of hospital system they're working on, because they have no liability concerns whatsoever. His daughter is taking care of him, basically, because he doesn't even remember simple tasks like how to get to her school, to go pick her up at school after the school day is over. But somehow they're able to stay in the house by themselves. And gradually he's starting to have these nightmares where his memories are kind of shaky and someone's chasing after him. So he goes to this doctor who's really renowned for her ability to help people regain their memory. And that's played by everyone's favorite TV mom, Felicia Rashad. And so she helps him out with this. And so then he's trying to overcome this gradual feeling that someone is chasing after him in his nightmares and even in his memories. So that one's really interesting. I can't say too much more because it's a spoiler. Right. But this is the kind of film where if you like to kind of be on edge and kind of like what's going to happen, this is a good one. And the payoff is solid. And it makes sense. And beside that shaky thing of like the 9-year-old taking care of their parent who has amnesia and doesn't remember anything, this one's a good movie. So if you can, if you want to watch something a little scary, this Black Box is a really good film for you.
You said, so it's Black Box.
Black Box.
Black Box.
And you said it's on
not the most
Amazon?
original title, but yeah.
You said
Black
it's on
Box.
Amazon?
What'd you say?
What did you say?
It's on Amazon. So you can check it on Amazon Prime.
Black Box. I might check that out.
Yeah, doesn't sound that bad.
Yeah.
It's not. You shouldn't have nightmares from this one.
Okay.
You should?
Yeah.
You shouldn't.
You should
He
not.
said you
It's
should.
not. It's not.
About to
There's
cancel
really
that.
no blood or gore or anything like that. It's just more of a kind of a thinking thriller where it's kind of like, wow, that would be kind of crazy if that happened.
Okay.
Okay. So, any other good catch-ups or anything good coming out that you're anticipating checking out?
I'm doing this thing where I'm trying to maximize every possible waking moment. So I'm trying to do 2 TV show recaps, reviews at the same time. So right now I am just about finished with Lovecraft Country. I don't know if you've seen that, but it is such a mind screw because it tackles all these different genres. every episode. It's kind of like the sci-fi, horror, thriller deal. And it's in a space where Black people don't normally get to play in. So it's all this sci-fi and horror where typically the Black characters get killed first or second. And this time it's kind of like, no, they're gonna be the main characters. And a lot of the horror they're gonna have to deal with is racism.
Yeah.
So it's set in the 1950s. It's really creative. Every episode is really bringing something different. Like I said, I've got 2 more episodes to go. This week is the season finale. So I hope to have that caught up and have the reviews on my website before Sunday's finale. So let's hope I can do that. The other one is The Boys season 2.
Which one is it?
That's also on Amazon. Lovecraft Country is on HBO. So if you have HBO, you can catch up on all that. The Boys season 2 is on Amazon, and that is basically a realistic look at superheroes with all their inconsistencies and character flaws. You know, we always kind of hope that superheroes are these great people who protect the innocent and do all these great things. And The Boys is like, no, this is really how people who have superpowers would act. And they're concerned about their sponsors, making sure they've got enough commercials. They're front and center on the posters. It's really crazy. And basically, the Boys are this group of regular people trying to discredit these superheroes because they're just running the world amok. And it's really fun. Lyles Alonso, Jesse T. Usher is also in it. A lot of fun. And it's a really crazy, wild-looking superhero. So if you're tired of the traditional Marvel Studios or DC films, The Boys is definitely a different look at superheroes.
Okay.
The Boys.
Said The Boys, and that's on
Boys.
Amazon.
Yep.
Okay.
The BOYS.
Yeah. So I know for a fact that there are many people that are hooked on Lovecraft. So we don't have to tell you to check out that, because I already know most of y'all, at least most of the people I see, especially on Facebook, the topic of conversation is always Lovecraft and all of the different things that are happening on there. I have not checked it out yet because, again, I like to sleep at night. So some things I just don't want disturbing my peace. But if you are a sci-fi horror person, you got 2 movies to check out. That's The Black Box and Lovecraft. Yeah.
Now, Lovecraft is a series, so it's like 10 episodes.
Exactly.
So it's one of those easy weekend binges. Like I said, the last episode for this season airs Sunday. So if you're one of those people that want to watch everything all at once, just start it on Monday. And that way you can watch every episode without it needing patience to wait week to week. You just see it all at once.
Exactly. So Sherri's over here saying she feels so lost because she does not watch. She doesn't invest in cable. Not because she can't. And
not just, I just don't watch
because she doesn't watch TV. So,
but, you know, but I can say that if it's something that will catch my interest and keep it, that's why I was saying maybe that thriller might get me and it might keep me. Because, if I can sit there and kind of pretty much figure out, and then she's going to get killed and and then and then they're going to have an accident riding down the highway. The music has started. Then I'm like
it's a wrap. It's a wrap.
It's a wrap. I'm done. So
well, Jeffrey, we thank you so much for your recommendations.
Yes.
So just to run back through them again, it's the Black Box. I'm talking about the Bird Box.
You talking about the Bird Box.
The Black Box. The Boys. Lovecraft. And what was the other one?
Lovecraft Country.
Lovecraft Country. And what's the other one you said?
Now, this is the one that you probably don't.
The one we should stay away from. What should we be staying away from again?
Right.
I keep saying, so the old movie was Sudden Death. This one's called Welcome to Sudden Death.
Okay. Yeah, we don't want to watch that. We catch that when it's on TV with commercials when we bored. That's what Jeff said.
It doesn't even have commercials. It's on Netflix. So it's one of those deals where,
in other words,
throw tomatoes and popcorn at your screen because the movie's so bad. This would be that one.
In other words, like you said, watch the trailer. The trailer
is the most
trailer's lying to you, so don't even watch that. If you see Welcome to Sudden Death, just say not interested.
I tried.
Thank you so much, Jeffrey. We appreciate you so much and your
Absolutely.
honesty. We really do appreciate that.
Absolutely.
So that we don't waste any time. Thank you.
You can check out Jeffrey Lyles here on B3rdPower in the Critics Corner every second and fourth Monday. We are so grateful to you. Oh, and you can always check him out at Lyles Movie Files on YouTube, where you'll get way more than you just got. You really get all his opinions.
Lyles Movie Files.
Yes.
And
Lyles
the website is also LylesMovieFiles.com, so you can check out. I'm pretty much writing something every day, so you can check it out there.
There you go, LylesMovieFiles.com. We are so grateful to you. We can't wait to see you in a couple weeks.
Yeah.
Be sure not to check out the movie he said and check out everything else. All right. We're grateful, but you know what we got to do. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, Sherri and I are going to explore some of the hot topic of conversations that we've come across over the last few days, and we want to see what your opinion is as we share our opinion, all right? But go and get your snack. We'll be right back. This is B3rdPower here on You Broadcast Media.
Oh, boy. This is good.
Global Executive Staffing provides top-level executive staffing to federal and private sector companies globally at the most competitive price. They are experts in coordinating and expediting projects from design to development. Global Executive Staffing is a Department of Veterans Affairs, Center for Veterans, certified service-disabled veteran-owned small business. To connect with Global Executive Staffing, go to www.gestaff.com.
Welcome back to B3rdPower. Listen, so Sherri and I decided that tonight we was going to take a moment because we've been seeing some interesting questions throughout our perusing of social media. You like how I said that, our perusing of social media. And so we decided that tonight we would take a moment or two to just discuss a couple of the questions that we've seen. So the first one, which I think we should go with this one first just because it'll be more fun and entertaining.
Which one you're talking about.
So the first one we're going to talk about is shout out. This was not our question. This was a question we saw in one of our groups. So shout out to Black Love and Marriage. Make sure you check them out. It's a free group to be a part of, and it's sponsored by marriage and couples relationship therapists Aize and Ayana Mayat. And so the question was, work spouses.
Is having a work spouse cheating?
Yes.
Can you have a work spouse and not cross the line?
Interesting question. And I say, Sherri, we got to talk about this. And I say we got to talk about it, not being messy, but I was like, that's a very interesting question. So I asked my husband that question. I'm gonna say he looked me dead in my eyes and just was like, no, that's not gonna work. You can't have no work spouse. But
is he saying you can't have a work spouse, or that it's just not gonna work to have a work spouse?
He said he ain't gonna talk for nobody else, but he know that Lynn Tate can't have a work spouse.
Okay. I really Well, one, let me put it out there that I'm nobody's spouse.
Okay.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
That's number one. But have I been like that work wife? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, but it's all innocent. Yeah.
Okay, so what did you do as a work wife?
You go out to lunch, you might go to lunch, that's the person you call, or you want to get away from your desk and you go to their desk. Just to get away from the desk and talk. You probably share a lot of crazy stories, but nothing, you have to know your place and know that the guy's married. So it's not.
But not all people who have work spouses have spouses at home.
Right. Exactly.
See? So is it okay when obviously if you're cheating, you're in some form of relationship outside, like you have a relationship,
right? And
this is your person that you do this at work with.
I don't see a problem with it as long as it's not pulling you away emotionally, physically, or whatever, spiritually or whatever. If it's not pulling you away from your family and where you make home, I don't see a problem with it. I do believe that people can be innocent friends, and even though it might be some type of attraction there, but it's cool. Like we're human beings. We're supposed to be attracted to the opposite. That's what we're supposed to do. Now, where you take it is a whole nother issue. Right? That's a whole nother discussion. But if you just as soon as I get into the office or I get into the building, you walk past it, that's like, oh Lord, there you go. You know what I mean?
I got you.
There you go. Like, what are you coming past my desk for again? You know what I mean? But it's all in fun. I don't think that anything of it.
So
But like I said, I ain't nobody's spouse.
Right. So I'm gonna be honest. Like, look, I can hear his ears like do 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 do. That's what happened when your husband was an engineer on your show now.
Right.
But no, in all honesty, so prior to me being married, when I was not in a relationship, I did have friends at work that we did just that. We went to lunch together. You know, be times where, you know, you might fix their tie like, that's not what you do. Like, you don't come in here looking like that. Where you getting on them, but it was a friendship. But it was no other type of emotions going. Like, we weren't trying to have a relationship outside of what we did at work. You get what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
But I will be honest, though. Once I got married, once I was in a relationship with my husband to be married, I didn't entertain that type of stuff. And one reason why I don't do it is because I feel like when you're married, your job is to protect your marriage. Right? Or when you're in a relationship, your job is to protect your relationship. Most people don't get interested in you until you're in a relationship with somebody else. That's when you become attractive because they see qualities. In my opinion, that's just
that's 10 times out of 10.
You know what I mean?
Right, yeah.
But I feel like when you're in a relationship with somebody, when you're that comfortable that now you're going to this opposite sex to talk about what your issues are, you know, and you're that comfortable with somebody, you're probably spilling the beans and whatever goes on in your relationship, you know, like it can, to me, be dangerous.
It can be.
It can be a dangerous situation. So if you're protective of your relationship, all types of that thing should,
now, I've seen
come to a halt.
I've seen the Black Widows, okay?
Yes.
As office wives, and I've seen the genuine friendships.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, even if a guy were to talk to me about their relationship, because, you know, I talk to a lot of people.
Right.
You know what I mean? I've never been that type where men, women, whatever, are turned off, and they always share with me, like, what's going on, how they feeling, blah, 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 blah,
Right.
blah, blah. But I feel like you have to show some type of discernment, too, about who you decide to have these types of conversations with. And if they're coming to you on that complaining tip, kind of really trying to see where you going to go with it, and if you might bite, then I know, you know what? I'm not going to talk to you about that, you know, and you kind of make a joke about it, but I'm not.
That's you.
Yeah, I'm not going to do
what
that.
About the person that's like that innocent little, you know, deer, doe, whatever you want to call it, that, you know, always does not take things seriously. And it's like, oh, that's nothing, you know, always passing stuff off. Like, you could walk into a not so great situation. I'm just saying, because everybody's not everybody's on guard. Like, some people are just sometimes clueless, and sometimes they're intentionally clueless, and sometimes they're just innocently clueless.
You have to definitely just be careful with it if that's what you're gonna do, you know. Because I could go to lunch every day, and we can talk.
So cheating or not cheating?
Cheating what?
Is it cheating? Yeah, cheating or not cheating?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Now, like I said, when you start to separate some things, your emotions, your physical, and, you know, when you start to allow it to be more outside of work and outside of just genuine friends, you've gone too far. Yeah, you've gone too far. Yeah. Okay. There's always a line that people can't cross. You know, just like they always say, oh, you shouldn't be friends with your children. Wait a minute, what do you mean? Like, you should definitely be friends with your children. There's a line that you just can't, they know not to cross. It's a very thin one, right? And just the same with having a work husband. It's the same, it's a very thin line, you know, that, like, even now, not being at work, we may have texted maybe 4 times just to be like, oh my goodness, you good? Like, yeah, I'm good. You good? And that's the end of the conversation. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't go any further because I don't need it. No, like, we cool, we good. Look, yeah, I can't wait to get back to work. Me either. That's innocent.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? That's innocent. So you just have to know.
T-Lynn say,
yeah. T-Lynn says no. I say
spouses.
It's whatever.
I say I'm not entertaining work spouses.
And I totally get what you're saying too, because you do want to protect your. Yeah, you definitely do.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, so go ahead, make sure you put in the comments what you think about work spouses. Is it cheating or is it not?
Yeah.
You know, we would love to know, because it's been a great conversation. Again, shout out to Black Love and Marriage for the question and the thought.
And I'm always open to hearing other people's, views, because, it's a real thing out here. So
yeah, it is.
I was cracking up over the comments though. I was like, yes, like it's real talk though. You know what I mean? It's real talk.
Again, if you want to see those comments, you know what you need to do, right? Because we're not taking credit. We're not taking credit for the question. So go check out the group. Make sure you join. Interesting conversations in there for sure.
Are we going to do the next question?
Do we have time? I think we may have time, just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, just
a little bit.
Yeah, so what's the question?
So this one came from a friend of mine on Facebook named Chris Massey, Christopher Massey. And the question of the morning, is healing a choice? Meaning if you go through something, is it your choice to heal from it and move on day by day as best as you can, or hold on to the pain and not letting go of it, refusing to heal? So, is healing a choice?
So, I believe, this is T. Lynn's opinion, right? I believe, yes, it is a choice. Let me explain.
Okay.
In the beginning, when it first happens, no, you're processing your feelings. You're going through the emotions and the aftermath of whatever it was that caused you harm, hurt feelings, anguish, right? But at what point do we look at ourselves and say, this is holding me hostage? I can't live like this. I don't want to live like this. What do I need to do to move on, right? And I think that we all have those moments where we have to, you say it all the time, encourage ourselves, right? And sometimes we have people around us that may be encouraging us. Everybody has their process and their time when, it's time for them to heal and to move forward. You might not realize that in the beginning because it's so fresh and it's so raw. But when you've been living it in 10 years, at what point do you say, I don't want to live like this anymore, right? When do you say, I need help?
Yeah.
Right? So I'm not saying that you're supposed to do it on your own. I think it's a choice as to whether or not you want to take the steps to get the healing that you need, or to go through the process to get the healing. That's what I think.
I totally agree.
Yeah.
I do. I totally agree. I think that we make a lot of choices in life. We make a lot of decisions in life. And sometimes healing is just not one of them.
Yeah.
Right? Sometimes we put that on the back burner, and that's where we have the issues of mental health and what we were just talking about on Saturday, being able to protect your mental health. Sometimes instead of healing, you just move on day by day and you just go along with wherever the wind blows. But it's very important to heal from whatever trauma, whatever, like you said, whatever, tragedy or whatever has gone on. Because if you don't, you kind of unconsciously bury it. Yeah. Right?
And you become comfortable with it. Like
and you
it
become
a part of your life. And I even
and
get
you're
that
totally dysfunctional.
Yeah, where you've lived with it for so long, you're like, no, what we always talk about, the bag ladies. You're like, no, that's my bag. You can't have that. Like, it's mine. Yeah. That's my pain. I don't want you touching it. But
and the choice and a lot of times the word choice, just like the word change, we don't like to hear those, we don't like to acknowledge those, and we don't like to do them. We don't want to hear a whole bunch of change. You have to do this, let's do this, let's move this way. We don't want to do that, right? Because it makes us uncomfortable. So I definitely believe that, it is a choice. Yeah.
One of my favorite quotes is, life is, and I have no idea who said it first. I've heard several people say it, but life is 10% what happens to you,
right,
and 90% what you do about it.
What you do about it. And that's your response. Yeah. And that's your response.
Exactly.
It's what you do with it.
It's what you do about it.
It's what you do with it.
Not saying it's easy, but you got to do something about it.
Yes.
Well, that was a great
That was a great, I love that. You know,
Yeah.
I'm all about the open chat and discussing things. So we have to do that
More
again.
often.
Yes,
Absolutely.
And hopefully you guys can join in and leave your comments below so that
'Cause
we
we
can
do
have
watch.
this. Yeah, so that we can have this talk. But better than that, when the studio gets open, we have this amazing studio.
That y'all can
You guys can come and participate. But before we end, real quick, I want to give another shout out to my cousin. Thank you so much for bringing us up these masks. He also bought T-Lin one.
Yes.
Insight
I hope I have it up the right
with
way.
the S, like the Syracuse, number 48 for my big cousin, Roland Bubba Grimes. Rest in peace. Thank
Absolutely.
you.
Well, time always flies when you're having fun, right?
Always.
But we want to make sure that we remind you guys, please be sure to check out B3rdPower's behind the scenes chat. Again, watch it on YouTube Live and or Facebook Live via the B3rdPower page. We'll be hosting the winner of the the winner of the Building Communities Award, Mika and Terry Caldwell. I know, I seem to be stuck on Bridging Gaps. Maybe it's because they do that too.
Maybe so. And I believe they did fall into 2 categories.
They did. But it's okay. So we're celebrating with them this coming Wednesday as we celebrate Down Syndrome Awareness Month. Anything else we want to make sure we tell them?
Make sure that you also recognize that this month is also Domestic Violence Awareness Month.
Yes.
Domestic violence and domestic abuse are very real in our community.
Yep.
So even if it does not impact you directly, it does impact someone you know. So make sure that you find out all that you can about how to go about helping someone correctly who is in an abusive situation. Don't just shoot out your opinions. Please make sure that you find out exactly what it is. There's a lot of resources right here in the county, and hopefully we'll address some of that in future shows.
We're a global show, so we make sure
Yes.
we give out information that can help as well if there's a general national number.
Yes.
One more thing that we want to say, make sure you tune in next Monday as well, because baby, the Power Panel is back.
Yes.
And they some mean,
mean.
mean mamma jammers out there. They got some great content for us. I can't wait to hear the content. We have a total of
5.
4 or 5, but they're great. We want to make sure that you tune in next Monday for the Power Panel here on B3rdPower. But as we said, time flies when we're having fun. Remember, today is a great day to make a difference in the lives of those around you. I'm Lynn Tate.
And I'm Sherri Cook.
And this has been B3rdPower on You Broadcast Media. Have a fantastic week and see you on Wednesday.
On Wednesday. Yes.